We are making famous Turkish street food Tantuni. Tantuni is a street food from the south part of Turkey, Mersin city. It is like a kebab, beautiful sautéed meat or chicken with a paprika sauce wrapped in lavash bread along with fresh onions, tomatoes and parsley. So delicious. I'm sure it's gonna be one of your favorite. Let's make it. I have 500 grams of beef that is cut in cubes, but I'm gonna dice it into tiny cubes and I'm going to saute. Adding some vegetable oil and going to stir and cook until it changes its color. Then I added a cup of water, close the lid and cook simmering on low until the meat is tender. The water can evaporate, so check it after at least 20-30 minutes. If the meat is not soft, you can add more water always. I added in total 1.5 cups and then cook until soft. You can use store-bought lavash bread, but I also want to show you how to make at home. 275 milliliter water, tap water, 1 teaspoon sugar, 1 teaspoon salt, and 500 grams mix of wheat and regular all-purpose flour. You can use bread flour, would be better. I mixed everything and begin to knead either by hand or by stand mixer. You can drizzle a bit of water if needed until it is soft, pliable dough. Okay, I'm gonna cut the dough into 10 pieces. Normally for a big nice lavash 8 pieces is okay, but depending on the size of your pan you might need to make them smaller, so I'm gonna do it 10 and then turn it into a bowl, rest for 15 minutes, roll out and bake. I already have my lavash that I bought, but wanted to show you, if you cannot find or if you want to make everything from scratch, how to make lavash bread as well. You can use this in any kind of kebabs, rolls, as a wrap. You can freeze it, have it ready when you need them. Very handy. While shaping, I'm gonna dip my hand into some oil. You can also use sprit bottle to oil them. This will keep them soft and much easier to roll out. When resting the dough, first place a plastic bag that you opened from the sides. This way it will be softer and nicer without drying out. After resting for 15 minutes, I begin to roll out with a rolling pin and using flour. I heated up my gözleme pan, and the dough, my friends, really opens very easily. No need any skill, as you can see. If you want, you can work in batches. Roll out couple of ones and then begin to cook. The heat is medium high and I cook the one side for about 30 seconds. After I begin to see some spots, I turn it over and cook for another 20-30 seconds. In total, it usually takes about a minute or even less or more, depending on the high heat to cook. We don't want to overcook so it doesn't dry out. The dough is so beautiful, even though we didn't use any yeast or anything, it opens like a balloon. Make sure to check so it is not dry. Get the excess flour because they burn when you bake. Beautiful. You can stretch even. Here is the next one. Okay, my lavash breads are ready. Let me show you one that is already cooled. Very soft, smells like a village. Some of you might know my mom is from Cappadocia, Nevşehir. We used to stay in that room and windows were looking at the Cappadocia's famous fairy chimneys. They make this kind of very thin yufka bread to keep in the winter. I remember they making bread here, the yufka sheets, cooking here. And we were eating and there were piles of bread like this high for the winter, and make for one house, and then the next week maybe they make for the next neighbor, a family member. They were using this bread daily just as a bread rather than a regular fluffy bread we are eating right now. So I remembered that. Ayran, our national drink, yogurt drink. I have about here 2 cups of yogurt. Normally I would just mix everything here, but I'm not gonna do that. Going to add it here. Let me get every bit of the beautiful Turkish yogurt. Whisk first. Adding about half a teaspoon salt. And cold water. Going to transfer it here. Add some ice cubes. And it's ready. I'm going to wash it lightly to get the first bitter juice so it doesn't burn your stomach when you eat. Going to add some salt and rub it, and some sumac. finally some lemon wedges to serve, and my garnishes are ready. So I have this saç tava we call. They also use a special pan that has a deeper part in the center, and they keep the meat on the side that is cooked and then heat up here and bring the meat, cook it in high heat with cotton oil, but I'm gonna use vegetable oil here, sunflower oil. It heats very quickly since I'm using copper saç tava. I have my lavash here, going to cut it into half, season it with some paprika, get some salt, get from the water as they do. Press my lavash here. I get my first tantuni ready. Let me get ayran. And let's taste. Bismillah. This is very juicy. The meat is so tender. I can taste the meat itself because we only add paprika, nothing else. And then comes the fresh ingredients, the onion, tomatoes, parsley. Oh my, with the ayran, it really completes it. Next I'm gonna try one with the lavash bread that I made myself. Bismillah. Both of them are delicious. Of course, a homemade makes a difference since it is the freshest possible you can get, and with the whole wheat it is more flavorful. Give it a try and let me know. I have many other street foods from Turkey like döner, lahmacun, pide and so much more. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode. Afiyet olsun.